Hello, konnichiwa, ni hao. Today we're going to be talking about American Airlines stock. Today it actually went up 40% in a single day. And to get it up, go up 40% in a single day requires enormous institutional support buying it. Now you have to go in and wonder,
was that Warren Buffett buying it back?
Maybe you kind of wonder if someone like Warren Buffett dumping all of his shares, does he feel dumb selling it because he just didn't believe that travel would ever come back? The truth is, with regard to American Airlines stock, they're starting to resume more domestic flights now, which is causing, that's one reason why investors started to get bullish on the stock. They just saw, hey, there's a lot more flights next month, and they're restarting international flights again. Are you amazed by that?
That is interesting.
International flights are coming back. In fact, I think they will be having flights to Hong Kong again next month. So that's an indication that they do believe that international travel will be resuming again, and also just domestic operations are increasing. Now the revenue is still down 80% from a year ago, but it's an improvement from where it was down 90% just basically like a month ago. Now I think people are really excited to get out there and travel again. I mean, I saw footage today of Las Vegas, and it does seem as though there are some people who are highly interested in traveling and going places and even spend time indoors, despite the fact that a lot of people were saying, oh, that's really risky. That's an issue for each person to decide. But were you kind of surprised by the number of people in Vegas? That kind of shows their pent-up demand, because some people said, oh, nobody's gonna show up in Vegas now that you can go there.
Well, initially the first people to go didn't look like they were they weren't part of the hipster crowd.
Okay, it wasn't a hipster crowd, but it shows that there was pent-up demand, and there was a serious interest in actually going to Vegas. And because there was the fear was that nobody would show up and it would be empty and the casinos
would be full. My take is people saw really cheap deals and they said, wow, I can't believe how cheap you can stay in a room in a suite in Las Vegas. So they took advantage of that.
Well, but I'm sure that a lot of the investors for American Airlines saw some of these videos and saw that they're resuming operations. Shows that people are not that scared about going on an airplane and going places, because there are no locals really for Las Vegas tourism. It's not like in Macau where you're getting a lot of locals from just not that far away. Here, people have to fly from most of the country or drive a few hours away. So there's a great degree of traveling that has to take place for Vegas to be big. So the fact that Vegas is starting to become cool again, or at least to some extent starting to grow again, shows that maybe it's not a bad idea to invest in an airline, American Airlines. Now, the one thing that I think I caution against people is, if you do buy American Airlines, it should be more like what they call a flip, like a short-term trade, a few weeks, few months, try to get a good gain. Because I highly doubt that you may make money if you own this for like 20 years. Do you think you'll make money if you own this 20 years? Just hold it.
I don't know.
All you need is one big crazy event, and all of your gains from 20 years are going to disappear. So I think that's a huge risk if you own American Airlines over the really long time. Now, it also is true that they did get a bailout, so I think that helped their operations. But one thing that's also interesting is, if their stock is going up, it's a little bit more organic than the way it was in the past, because there aren't there restrictions against buybacks. If they took the bailout, I don't think they can buy back their own stock. That was part of the package. They could, if they take the stimulus or whatever, which I think they did, it means that they cannot for a period of time buy back their own stock. So that means that if it is rising, it's going to be due to earnings, not because of some gimmicks, which I think is also a good thing.
It could have also been some algos taking advantage of people shorting.
Oh, that's a good point. That is another risk I want you to know. Just because it went up 40% today doesn't mean that it's now in an uptrend necessarily. It does not necessarily mean that it is in an uptrend. What it could mean is just that, because when people short a stock, it's actually public information. People can't take advantage of the awareness of what's going on. And so what happens is, as soon as like a computer or individuals realize, hey, it looks like a whole bunch of people are shorting the stock, then they really buy the heck out of this thing just because it's causing maximum pain, and someone has to buy it back. The shorters cannot just short indefinitely. At some point in time, they will buy it back, and when they do, if it's a big institution, they're gonna buy a lot of it, and it's gonna fuel this thing like a rocket for a little bit of time. Now that's when the uptrend ends, because at some point in time you've covered all your shorts and there's no any more to buy. So if sometimes that could be the case, and you have to be aware of that. You need to have a risk management system if you buy the stock. I'm not encouraging you to buy the stock. I personally am not buying the stock, but I'm just putting it out there that it's an interesting one because it's been down so much. And you know, there's that old phrase to buy low, sell high. So if you're buying it at a pretty good price, you might have a good chance of using it as a trading vehicle to make some money flipping this, and that's something to consider. So thanks again for watching, and I really appreciate all of the people who are watching the videos, subscribing, liking, smashing that like button, and I look forward to making new videos and addressing all kinds of topics with regard to finance and travel. So stay awesome.